Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video I will show you how to crop your image with live preview, and we'll build a complete image editor where you will able to crop your image using the controls. So if I select any PNG or JPG image, you will see the image will display and you'll see these cropper controls out there. So you need to crop the image and you will see the live preview. As we crop the image, you will see on the right hand side the cropped image will show. It will automatically update, and if you want to only crop this portion out, so in this easy way you can crop the portion, and there is a download button shown right here, and you can download the cropped image. You will see that. So in this easy way you can crop your image and download this. So I will show you the complete application of this, and for this we are using this package which is React Image Crop. So if you just go to npmjs.com and just search for this package, React Image Crop. So this is essentially we are using this package to make this application, and almost 450,000 weekly downloads are there, and this is actually the command. So just install this. I've already installed it, so I will just show you a very basic example on how to make this application. So first of all, we do need to import this package. Some methods are available pre-built. One such method component is React crop. So it will be imported from this React image crop package, and it also contains these methods to center the crop and make aspect crop. So we are just importing this, and also we do need to import the CSS file of this as well. So I've just imported the CSS file of this package for adding the CSS, that's all. And now in this component we do need to install, basically declare some variables for keeping track of which image is selected, and for this we'll be using the useState hook, and initial value will be null, and then we'll be having the crop and the set crop. So for this the initial value will be an object right here. So here we'll be initializing some values inside this object. So the first value will be the unit. So we will be cropping the image in percentage, and then the x coordinate of the cropper will be 25, the y coordinate, so these are just the initial coordinates. The width of the cropper you can just customize it, the width and height I will set it to 50-50. So these is actually the properties of that cropper control that you will see whenever you load your image. And after this you will also have the variables for keeping track if the cropping is complete or not. It's completed crop, set completed crop. So this will be a boolean parameter which will keep track of whether the image cropping is complete or not. And then we will have the variable for the cropped image, which we will download this. So for this we will again use the useState hook. Initial value will be null, and then we'll be having the image reference, and for this we'll be using the useRef hook, and we'll be attaching a reference to the image so that we can keep track of which image is cropping. And we have given the image reference right here. We are using the useRef hook. Similarly, we will also be having a reference to the canvas tag as well, and for this we will have a canvas ref. Again we will be using the useRef hook. So these are some of the variables that we will use in this application as we code it. So now coming back to the JSX, we will just be inside this div tag. I will just style it with basic CSS. I will just align this interface in the center position. So text aligned will be center. I'll just give it a little bit of padding, 20 pixel. And inside this we'll have a h2 heading which will say that the React image crop demo. And after this we'll be having this input field where we allow the user to select the image file, and we will only be accepting images. So image star, and we bind the onChange event handler. So when we do select the image, we will execute this function handle image change. So this function will execute. So I will just need to define this function. So e parameter will automatically be passed. So we will now need to write this function. We need to read the image file selected, and for doing this we will simply say e.target.files 0, and if the image file is valid, in that case we need to read the file, and for this we'll be using the create object URL function, and then we will set the image using the hook, and we are using this function which is provided by useState, which is set image. So we are setting this image in the state after we read this. So now we need to display this image. So if you refresh your browser, you will see actually this input field added, choose file button. So now I need to display this image once the image is read. So now to display it, it's really easy. After this input tag, we will simply have this JSX expression. We'll have this condition that if the image is there, in that case we need to display this, and we need to display this inside the React cropped component. So this component actually takes some options. The first option it takes is the image to crop, and we pass the crop variable that we have declared. If you see, we have declared this object right here. So this is actually your controls with the default options. So we are cropping this image, and we also need to pass the aspect ratio of the cropping. So I will pass it as 1, and then we will also be having on change event handler. So once you crop the image, we need to simply call this set crop function, which we have declared, which is a state variable. So whatever the user crops inside the image, it will be called. So we are simply calling this function set crop, so it will update the state simply. So it also has another callback function on complete. So this automatically occurs when the cropping is complete by the user. So I will just define a callback function. So it can be anything. I'm just calling it as on crop complete. I just need to define this function right here. So on crop complete. So this function will automatically occur once the cropping is complete. And now inside this function, we will get the cropping dimensions. So using these dimensions, we will first of all call the state variable set completed crop to crop. And then we will here check that if the cropping and the image reference is valid, then we will generate the cropped image. So we basically haven't given this image reference. For doing this, first of all, we need to display the image. So right here inside this cropping component, we will display the image. So inside the image tag, first of all, we will attach the reference. So essentially we are giving an ID. So in React.js, you give it using this hook, and then the source will be the actual image, and we'll give it a style here, which will be a maximum width of 100%, and we'll also be having onload function. So when the image is loaded successfully, we'll be executing this function on image load. So this function will automatically gets called once you add the image. So on image load. So our code is executing systematically. So once this function executes on image load, inside this e parameter is automatically passed. So this onload function e parameter is automatically passed, and now we need to display the image by using the width and the height. We can easily get this using like this, the width and height of the image by e.current target. So in this way we can get the dimensions of this image. After we get the dimensions, we can set the crop again, and here we can use these functions which are provided by this package, which is center crop, aspect ratio, make aspect crop, and here we need to pass this object. First is actually the unit, again this is percentage, and the width, which will be 50. So whatever is the width and the height which is selected by the user, in this way you can call this very simply. We are calling these functions which are provided by this package. We are providing the width and the height, and we are cropping the image. So if you try to refresh it and select the image file, you will see the controls will be there, and you will see the image will be, you can crop any portion of this image. So now I need to display this cropped portion automatically on the right hand side so that you can clearly see what we are cropping. So now to display that cropped portion, we can add the JSX part. So we have this callback function which is on crop complete. So when the cropping is complete, this function will execute, which is on crop complete. So we will basically write here, make a function right here. Once the cropping is complete, we need to generate the cropped image. So for this, we'll write this function and pass the crop as an argument. So now inside this function will do the heavy lifting for us, which is generate the cropped image. And here we need to actually get the first of all the image reference. And for this guys, we do need to add a canvas tag, a empty canvas tag inside of a JSX. So right after, if you see after this image, just below this image, we will actually have a download button as well. So after this image is there, we have a download button which simply says that download the cropped image, and we are binding an on-click listener to this. So we are executing this function. So once you click it, your cropped image will be downloaded. So let me just define this function. So here the download will take place. So just after this download button, just add this empty canvas tag which is required for this application to keep, I think this will just after here. It's a simple, this canvas tag will not be displayed. So display none. It has just been attached with this reference tag. We will use this canvas tag now to actually draw the image. So right inside this generate crop function, we need to pass the canvas reference dot current. So we have declared this. If you see, I think it needs to be misspelled. Canvas reference. So after we get the image in the canvas reference, now we can calculate the scaling coordinates, width and the height. So if you know something about the canvas API, you will perfectly know what we are doing right here. We are actually drawing the image on the canvas using this draw image function. We are simply calculating the width and the height of the cropped image. We are getting this like this, and then we are getting the 2D context, and then we are drawing this image on the canvas using these coordinates. And now we can export this image to JPG image by getting the base64 code. So there is a function inside the canvas API which is toData URL. This is a JavaScript function which returns your image as a base64 code. Here we can provide the mem type, and then we can set the cropped image URL to this URL. And now once we get this inside our state, we can display it inside the JSX very simply. So right, if you just go down right here, we can have a div section right here where we can display the cropped image. So side by side we will display it. So we'll just give it a margin of 20 pixel 0, and inside this we will display the cropped image URL, and inside this we will display, if the cropped image is available, then in that case we'll be having a simple h3 heading which will say cropped image review. And after this we will be displaying this image very simply by using the image tag. So in this way, and then here you will have this button. So just shift this here. This button will be there to download the cropped image. So if you just refresh now, what will happen now? You will is actually crop your image, and whatever portion that you select, base64 code will be there, and as you select, it will automatically update to whichever portion that you want to crop. So now if you click the download cropped image, we do need to download the image as well. So what I will do inside this function, which is a download cropped image, I think this is actually the function which will be responsible for downloading the image. So here we'll be simply be comparing if the cropped image is available, then create an anchor tag, and then it's a simple process of downloading an image in an attachment. So we're doing it, creating an anchor tag, and then simply doing this process. So if you refresh now, select your image, so whatever portion that you want to select, click on download cropped image, and you will see your image will be cropped. So in this easy way, you can integrate this package, which is React image crop, inside your React.js application. I've shown you step by step. All the source code will be given in the description of this video. So thank you very much for watching this video, and do check out my website as well, freemediatools.com, which contains thousands of tools regarding audio, video, and image. And I will be seeing you in the next video.